My goal is to try to keep my clients as far away from a courtroom as humanly possible. And so usually what we'll do is we'll put in, a certain number of steps that they have to go through before they get to the courtroom. So like a very common one is before anybody can file for divorce, you got to go do 6 counseling sessions. And sometimes that takes the form of we're going to try to actually save the marriage. We're going to work on the marriage.
In the prenup. This can be there.
In the prenup itself. In my wife and I, in our prenup, we have a rule that says either one of us can trigger 3 counseling provisions once per year throughout the entire marriage. So we have kind of that power, because a lot of times what I've seen is there's a debate, when one spouse wants to go to counseling, the other one's not interested, and then that one comes around, and the first one has already given up on the idea. So we set a rule at the beginning of our marriage. If either one of us wants to go to counseling, we're going to counseling. And we're doing 3 sessions.
However, what happens if one of you says, no, I'm still not going?
Well, then at least that the person that you're married to is not willing to live up to the terms of what they agreed to at the beginning of the relationship. I think a lot of it is going in with the correct expectations, right? Like, what do you agree to be fair? It's kind of the same thing. We'll build in kind of like these annual disclosures. I call them the shareholder meeting.
Yeah.
So once a year, at a minimum, you got to sit down and you got to update your spouse on, what the debts are and what your income is, and let's take a look back at the previous year, and let's do some planning for the upcoming year, when we literally have a checklist of things that we suggest couples look at.
Yeah, so it's a prenup really almost gives you a framework or a scaffolding to prompt couples to have the conversations that they should be having financially no matter what anyway.
No matter what anyway.
It's really, you could argue that a prenup is good for your finances, not just good for your marriage, but good for your retirement planning.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really can.